Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me and I'm so glad you're here. Finally you have made it. I've been waiting for you. Welcome to this beautiful place. Okay, I am very much into colorful makeup, very much into colorful styling, so if you want to have that in your life, then maybe check out my channel and then subscribe, because that would definitely be the right decision. Okay, sweeties, this has been a long time coming. Today I'm going to tackle it. I'm going to start to tackle it. This is my first eyeshadow palette collection video. There are going to be a lot, I think, because I cannot possibly do this in like 4 or 5 videos. It's probably gonna be more, and because I also just I don't know. I have no idea how to do this. I have never done this before, so this is a first, and you will share that with me. All right, sweeties, today we are going to deal with the first 15 brands, and I'm going to start with brands. I'm just looking here because I have them piled up here. I'm going to start with the brands of that group where I have more than one palette, and then we're going to the brands where I only have one of each, you know, of each brand. Okay, so let us start with the first brand, and this is not really in any order of any that makes sense to anyone. It's just the way I have it on my shelf, you know, and it's not like whatever, you know. I didn't overthink this. Okay, so let us start with Ace Potay, you know, let us just do that. Now, I forgot what this bundle was called. Was it the Paradise bundle? Something like that. Okay, so let's go into this. This bundle from Ace Potay has 4 palettes, and one of them is the Blossom Passion palette, which looks like this. I do believe that I do have a video with this one on my channel. I think I filmed with 3 out of the 4 of those. So this is how she looks, the Blossom Passion. Then we do have the Paradise Fallen palette, which is by far my most favorite in this bundle because it is so... Should I show this closer to you? Maybe let me do this. Let me just hold it up a little bit closer. As I said, this is a first. I'm learning to do this. Okay, so yeah. A learning experience. Okay, so here we have the Paradise Fallen palette, which, if you ask me, is just beyond it, like above and beyond beautiful. So beautiful. Then we have the Classical Paradise. I do believe that I also filmed with this one. Of course, also with the Paradise Fallen I filmed. And this has a bit of a fall themed look, if you ask me, which is really cute. Honestly, you know what? With all of these things that I'm going to talk about in those videos, I will not know if they're still available or not. Okay, so you will have to check for yourself. I also don't know if I'm going to link everything because this is going to be crazy, but yeah. All right, so the only one that I actually have not touched yet at all is this one, the Slice of Paradise, which is so strange because I thought that I would be drawn out of all of these. I would be drawn to this one the most, but I'm not. And I don't know why. Yeah, but this is a bit of a like a rainbow palette kind of a thing, and which is not a bad thing at all. I mean, look at me, like, you know. So I just don't know. I don't know. I have not touched this a single time. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I do like the Ace Potay formula. I have no problem with it. Yeah. Just saying, because, you know, everybody is different. I've heard some people say that they didn't like the formula, so you'll have to judge for yourself. Okay, then I have to say my most favorite palette as of right now from Ace Potay has to be this one, the Oceanic palette. I ordered this the second I saw it because, I mean, really, look at this. These are my 2 most favorite colors to put on my face, you know, blues and greens. Like, seriously, most greens, you know, green is like, I would say 75% of my heart is green, okay, just saying, and the rest is probably blue and like a few other colors. I can do everything, like, I don't care. It's just that those are my most favorite colors, you know. So this is how she looks, and I think this one is spectacular. Yeah, and also in the same vibe, basically, and the same setup of a palette, is this one, the Flare palette, which I actually, sorry, it's a bit scratched because I did a liner with this green one, so never mind. Yeah, I just added this recently. I want to say maybe in December 2020 or something, because there was a sale on Beauty Bay, so I bought it. And this is how she looks, and I think also this one is spectacular. I think I, as of right now, did only 1 or 2 looks with this. I think 2. I think I did 2 looks with this. I did not film with this. I kind of feel like I have so many new things coming in, that filming with old palettes, you know, I know that people are sometimes still looking up older palettes and stumble across my channel that way, but it doesn't really draw a lot of new people here. Let's put it that way, you know. And I also have to kind of run this like a business a little bit, at least, you know. But yeah, okay, so let's move on to a brand that I actually have not heard anything for a long time now. Wait, was that grammatically correct? I have not heard of that brand for a long time now. And that's Pinky Rose Cosmetics, you know? So yeah, anyway, the Exotic Peacock palette of the, I don't know, whatever that bundle was called, 3 palette bundle. Something bundle, I don't know. Exotic Peacock was one of them, the most beautiful one of the 3, I think, which looks like this, like super gorgeous. I saw this the first time on Angelica Nyquist's channel and I was like, I need, you know. And of course she did beautiful looks with this, and that is already quite some time ago. I think, I don't know even if I had my channel already, maybe I did, I don't know, but this, so beautiful. Okay, then the second one in the bundle is the Obsessed palette, which looks like this. I think it's like 3 sisters who did that bundle. I think there are 3 sisters like behind Pinky Rose Cosmetics, and each one of them did their own color combinations in their own palette. I think so, if I remember right. And then we have the 80s Baby palette, which looks like this. All right, so that is what it is. And then I also have one more palette which I think came out before that bundle, and that's the Bright Lights palette from Pinky Rose, which looks like this. And we have, I think, 3 or 4, 3 pressed glitters in this palette. In the other ones it's just mattes and shimmers. So this is how this one looks. Alright, so this is all I own from Pinky Rose Cosmetics. Wondering what they're doing. I think their last release was this palette. Don't remember the name anymore, but I think the pans in the palette were shaped like lightning bolts or something like that. So I don't know, I think that was the last time I heard from them, and that's like months and months ago. So I don't know. Anyway, let us move on to Questa Cosmetics. Questa Cosmetics is a US-based indie brand, and in December 2020, I think, whenever this came out, I ordered this. This is the Enchanting Winter palette from Questa Cosmetics, and this is how she looks. I have featured this here on my channel. There's a review up with several looks, and this is so beautiful. Of course, you gotta love your pressed glitters, which I do, and I love the color scheme. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And when I ordered this, I actually got this one at the same time in PR. This is the Bold palette, or the I Am Bold palette, which looks like this. Sorry, it looks like I've used it. I mean, I did I think 3 looks with this one, and it was really nice. You know, a very dark vibing color scheme, which is, you know, I Am Bold. This is what it is. Yeah, so I got this in PR. I have not filmed with this, but I have done several looks with this, so you will find also looks on social media with this one. So this was Questa Cosmetics. Now let's go on to Certify. So I have 5 palettes from Certify. Certify is a indie brand based in the UK, if you don't know. Also of that brand, I have not heard anything in a long time, really. So yeah, let's just go through this. Maybe I don't remember anymore what came out first. I don't know the order anymore. So let's start with the Destiny palette, and these palettes are all like this. And I do want to say that I have, except one, I have all of the Certified palettes. There was one, I think that was the last one that they came out with, or that she came out with. That was a more rosy neutral palette, which I didn't buy. But yeah, so this is, what was this? The Destiny palette. This is, I'm going to do it like this. This is how she looks. Then we do have the Tropical Wonders palette. I saw this also the first time on Angelica Nyquist's channel, because back then I was basically only watching her, so no wonder that I saw it there. And she was always saying that this was her favorite and to-go-to rainbow palette. And yeah, and this is how I got alerted to the existence of this brand. Okay, Tropical Wonders. Then we have the Dynasty palette, which looks like this. Formula wise, I was always, mattes were okay, shimmers were a little bit thinnish, you know, not like my most super favorite formula, but okay, but not my most favorite. Okay, so Affinity, let's start with the Affinity 1. which looks like this. A super, super beautiful color scheme, if you ask me, like really, you know, absolutely beautiful. And then my personal highlight in all of those from Certify is definitely the Affinity 2 because that's why. Right? It just makes sense, right? That this is Leorah's heart and soul. Here you go for a closer look. Yeah, it's a very, very beautiful palette. And I personally did have the feeling that towards the last palettes, which were the Affinity and the Affinity 2, the formula also of the shimmer shades got a little bit better, but I don't know. I don't have proof of this. That was just my personal feeling that I had. And then after this, I think came then this neutral mauvey rosy neutral palette that I didn't buy, and I also don't remember the name. Okay, so for this video, this is all the palettes where I have more than one. That's not true. I'm already lying. Wait. Yeah, okay, so let's not overlook this. These are two palettes from MB Boutique, which is now Monique Bolet MUA. Also of Monique, I haven't heard anything in quite some time. But honestly, I also have to say that I'm not spending my life on social media, so I don't know. Sometimes they're like, zoom, things just go over my head. Okay, let me just first of all show you this one. This was her greens palette. Okay, do you know why I ordered this? Because already back then, and that must be now like 3 years ago or something, already back then I loved greens so much, you know, like unbelievable love for greens is like written all over my heart, you know. So that was that palette. And then later on at some point, actually Monique made a palette for me. Now with this palette I have to be a little bit careful because there were a lot of special formulas in it that have started to crumble a little bit, so it looks a little bit messy. That doesn't mean that the shades are not good, okay? So, and she actually called this the Leorah palette because she made this custom made for me. And she had asked me, what do you want me to put in the palette? And I said, just do whatever you see when you see me. You know, the colors that you want to include when you think about me. Just don't include greens because I have the green palette already, okay? So let me open this for you. And again, I'm going to be careful because this is how she looks. Okay, so she looks a little bit battered. But never mind that, the performance of the shades was really, really great. I do have a swatch party video of this palette here on my channel, and I also did, of course, several looks where I included these shades, of course, combining them with mattes of other palettes. Yeah, so that was the Leorah palette from back then, MB Boutique, and now Monique Bolet MUA. All right, so now we're going to the palettes where I have basically only one of each, and I have more of brands where I only have one of each. This is just basically like half a shelf of what I have here in my storage room. Okay, so I just don't want to mix everything up, and that's why I'm going shelf by shelf, and it has like, the order has absolutely no importance. Okay, all right, let's go to Natasha Denona. Okay, I got this palette. This is the Triochrome palette, which released, I want to say in November or December 2020, and that is how she looks. She's beautiful. When did I get this? I think it must have been November. This was her holiday release. Okay, so anyway, this is how she looks. She's of course super, super gorgeous, and this was my first impression with Natasha Denona, and I still don't get the price. I don't get the price point, but I don't get that with Pat McGrath either, and like, I don't get it. I don't, you know? Makeup should not ever, ever, ever be that expensive, but it's a good formula. Do I want to pay voluntarily so much money for the name? No. No, definitely not, you know, but it's really, really nice. Now this one I got gifted from one of my besties for Hanukkah, which is basically in Judaism our winter festival, if you don't know. So yeah, that was so, so sweet of her, because this was like a very, very expensive gift. All right, then Love Lux Beauty. Love Lux Beauty, this is the Pretty Powerful palette. This is my, of course, these are all my only palettes of those brands. I got this gifted from another bestie because I have such good best friends, and this is how she looks. pretty powerful. I did film with this, did I? I did. I did film with this. I am super, super excited about this formula. Love Luxe Beauty. I want to say that especially the matte formula is one of my most favorite formulas out there. You know, I can work with anything, really, you know, like whatever. But I still do have favorites, and this is definitely right up there. Yeah, I should probably go back and also test the shimmers again, because back then in like 1 out of the 3 looks there was some creasing going on, and that does not always mean that it is the palette. You know, sometimes it's just me, completely honest, because I'm not like a superwoman or something. I'm just a human being, and sometimes I have a bad day. Sometimes it's just, I don't know what, you know. But overall, the whole impression of this brand was absolutely, truly beautiful. Beautiful performance. Okay, Huda Beauty. Let's go to Huda, my friend Huda. This is, yeah, is this my vibe? Do you think? No, but this is such a beautiful palette. Would you believe it? It is so gentle, so gentle. I should say that this is the Mercury Retrograde palette, of course. If you don't know, this is how she looks. And I also got this one from the bestie that also gave me this one. Yeah, so I don't remember. I think I got this when I reached 2,000 subscribers. I got this from my bestie, and that was so sweet of her. And yeah, and this is how she looks. I also have a review of this palette on my channel, and I loved it. I shouldn't dwell so long on each palette, should I? Told you I've not done this before. Okay, Melt Cosmetics. This is my only Melt Cosmetics palette, the 420 palette. I also got this gifted by Christine, my very good friend from Australia, and this is how it looks. I have to be totally honest, and I feel so bad about this because I want to love everything. This one I didn't. I just felt like the pigmentation and stuff in the eyeshadows was really good. They just didn't budge. They were absolutely not blendable, and I think I blended just the area above the crease. I blended for close to an hour. Then it was pretty much perfect. But sweeties, who in their right mind has time to blend like this? You know, I do it for a living, you know, not that I get anything out of this, but this is my passion and it's my job as a makeup artist. But like a normal person, you know, who has to be at 8 or 8:30 or at 9 in their office, they can't do that, you know, because not everybody is so crazy and gets up at 3:30 in the morning to have a lot of time to do makeup, you know, because I do that. Yeah. Okay, now let us also talk about V Cosmetics. There was a collab at some point during the summer 2020. I forgot with whom that was. Who was that? I don't know. It was the So Long and Good Night palette. This was a very limited edition palette. So cool. I think they only had 100 palettes of this, or 50 or 100. I don't remember anymore. Who was that with? I don't remember. Anyway, so this is how she looks. Absolutely beautiful. I also did 3 looks with this one. It's also on my channel. This is of course not available anymore. I know that because they were like very limited quantities, and that is a beautiful palette. And V Cosmetics is also just definitely a brand that is just really super interesting to me, like really. Okay, Puppy Cosmetics. Puppy Cosmetics came out with a Neon Trip palette. When was that? I don't remember. Was that in 2020 or 2019? Losing track of time a tiny little bit, but it was a spring release. Definitely a spring release. I don't remember which year. It could be 2020, it could be 2019. So this is what she looks like. Really cute. I should probably go back to this palette because also my makeup skills have come a long way since I worked with this. I thought it was a good palette. I just always felt that there is a little bit of depth missing for me personally in the palette. But I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful palette. And the story with this one was that I spoke about this when it released in my new makeup releases, and I went ahead and bought it, and I didn't see that actually the brand contacted me in my comments and wanted to send this to me in PR. But I had already ordered it. Yeah, so anyway, Puppy Cosmetics, cute palette, and it was a very good performance, but I should definitely really go back and try. I should go back to all of this and try. Is it gonna happen? Most likely not, because right now I can't. Maybe at some point, but yeah. Okay, Adapt Cosmetics. Adapt Cosmetics, I do have a custom made palette from Adapt Cosmetics with singles that I chose and put into this palette, and I liked it. I liked the mattes. Shimmers, I wasn't 100% convinced, but that must be me because I know that so many people, like basically all of my YouTube friends, are crazy about the shimmers, so it must have been me. Seriously. But anyway, yeah, and there are also different formulas here in the shimmers. This one, for example, is a different one than the other ones, and this one was a little bit thinner. These were more like regular shimmers, more like traditional shimmer shades, you know. So anyway, but overall the performance was good, and like a good solid formula that I actually really liked. It was just, again, sometimes I don't know, sometimes it's me, you know, sometimes it's me. I don't think there's anything wrong with Adapt Cosmetics. I think it's a spectacular brand that I'm watching with a lot of attention and anticipation, and they're coming out with amazing things. Also their palettes that are like ready set palettes, you know, that are not custom made palettes, look always amazing, you know, and the looks that other people create look always amazing. So it must have been me. But again, the mattes I immediately loved. Super nice. It was just maybe this one shimmer shade where I thought, this one, where I wasn't sure about it. Yeah, but anyway, should go back to this maybe at some point. Okay, let's move on to Bare Beauty. Bare Beauty is an indie brand, a pretty new indie brand that is based in Australia, and this was the first palette that he came out with. This is the Bare Beauty Volume 1, and I got this from Christine, who lives also in Australia, as I mentioned already before, and she gifted this to me, and I'm so grateful, because also this was a beautiful palette. Of course, all greens, basically more or less all greens, which is just so vibing with me. You do have 3 pressed glitters. Blessed glitters, yeah, that's, you know, it's blessed glitters. Pressed glitters in the palette. I have a review up on my channel with this, and I also have several looks on social media, so please follow me there, especially on my Leorah Cosmetics Instagram. If that is what interests you most, then go follow me there. In everything else you will also get styling, in case you're interested more in styling. Okay, then let's talk about Doll Hospital Cosmetics, the Comfort Zone palette. I ordered this not because this is my style, but because I wanted to definitely support Doll Hospital Cosmetics, because her whole vibe and what she is doing with her makeup and with her posts on Instagram is that she wants to destigmatize mental health issues, you know, and that is so vibing with me, and I'm in super big support of that, because, you know, we're all suffering from stuff, you know, we all have issues, all of us. There, I don't think there is a single person who would say like I'm completely fine, right? Sometimes it's actually a mental health issue, sometimes it is just a mood, you know, but you know, I just really feel like being outspoken about something, like with having a cause to what you're doing, is just so beautiful, you know. And me personally, because I do suffer from certain disorders, also eating and also body dysmorphia and things like this. In case you're new, I'm very open about these things, because I don't want anyone to think that I'm perfect. I want people to know that behind this facade there is a person that has normal everyday struggles, you know. And this Doll Hospital Cosmetics just vibes so with that, you know. It sort of combines the beauty of the makeup world, or the makeup world, with normal life struggles, and making them normal, you know, making them normal, and don't like push them in a corner and like lock them in a room and just look the other way, because that doesn't help anyone. Okay, so the last thing for today is going to be Tati Beauty. This is also a palette that I got gifted by Christine, and this is how she looks. So she had ordered this for herself, I do believe, and then she asked me if I want this, and I said yes, because honestly, this is also maybe not my most favorite color scheme, but I knew that I would not have the chance to try this, because also Tati Beauty is quite expensive for me, and also because I wouldn't go and order this. If I wouldn't get it as a gift, I would not order this, right? Because of the color scheme. So I said yes, definitely, thank you. If you want to send this to me, you know, I'm so grateful. And I actually tried this. I also have a video up with this palette, and I was really impressed. And the thing is, there were also so many of my YouTuber friends who had this and who tried it and who were not impressed. So just goes to show you, as with everything, there's always this and there's always that, you know? Now, I personally, the way I see makeup and the way I judge makeup, I tend to like things more than not like things, you know? Because I also, like, I don't want to say that other people don't do it. I'm just saying that I always give it my best, and I always have the interest of the brand also in my mind, you know? Not that I'm trying to sell you things that are really not good, but I always say to myself, I want this to work. This is the attitude that I'm working with my makeup with, or something like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that is what it is. I don't go into working with makeup trying to find the fault. I'm going in with the attitude of, I want this to work. You see the difference? So, and that is, I think, also why I do enjoy my makeup so much. You know, there's very, very little where I say, that didn't work so much for me, or it was maybe not my most favorite formula or something, but I don't have anything in my collection where I say, wow, this was real garbage. I would not say that about a product, you know? Anyway, so that is that. This was the first part of my eyeshadow palette collection. Of course, more will be coming up. I hope this format works. Let me know what you think about this. And of course, so I'm going to make my way like this through my whole collection, and like that, because I'm also adding a lot of stuff, like, you know, every month. Not a lot of stuff, but quite some stuff every month. Like that, I can just add on at the end of the video, you know? So that is that. I hope you did enjoy yourself. And of course, if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time to do it. And of course, you will find my makeup that I'm wearing today, along with my discount codes and my links to social media, in the description box down below. If you're lucky, I will link all the brands. If not, then you will just have to use Google. Sweeties, you can do it. You can do it. I have complete confidence. And I shall see you here next time for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses.